All right, this video is going to go over every question from the review to make sure you're ready for our quiz tomorrow. So question 1 says, if Mr. Brown planted 18 square feet of cabbage, how many square feet in total are in the garden? Okay, so we first need to set up a percent proportion so we can find out the total feet. So we have cabbage in total. There's 18 cabbage. We're trying to find out how many total. So first, let's find out how much percent is the cabbage. Okay, so carrots is 5, lettuce is 25, broccoli is 45, the string beans are 10. So if we add all those up, okay, we get 85. So that leaves 15% for our cabbage. Okay, so if 15%, okay, so now we're going to cross multiply. So 18 times 100 is 1,800, and when we divide by 15, okay, we end up with 120 square feet for the garden. So question 2 wants to find out how many square feet is broccoli. Okay, so we want to find out broccoli out of the total. We know from the previous question that the total feet's 120, okay? Broccoli makes up 45%, so 45 out of 100, and to find out the feet, okay, we have to put our X for broccoli. So here we're going to cross multiply. 120 times 45, okay, is 5,400, and when we divide by 100, it gets 54 feet for broccoli. Okay, so again, we had to use the total from the previous question. There's 120 total, 45%, so 45 out of 100, and then X over 120 to find the broccoli. Okay, question 3 says, Devanya is writing an essay for a history class. The dot plot shows the number of vowels in each word. Approximately what percent of the words in the essay contain more than 2 vowels? Okay, so then it says first, find the total number of dots. Then how many contain more than 2, and set up our proportion. Okay, so we're looking for more than 2 out of the total. Okay, so total, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33 total. More than 2 would be these, the 3 and 4. Okay, so there's 12 of those. And to find the percent, we're going to do X out of 100. Okay, so we get 1,200 divided by 33. And it gets us 36.36. So rounded to the nearest whole, we're going to just say it's 36%. Okay, so again, we had to find the total amount and then find out how many are more than 2, okay, which is 3 and 4, and set up our percent proportion. Okay, question 4, which of the following best represents the dot plots below? So answer A says the girls' heights are skewed left. Okay, so if we look here, okay, this is the smaller to the right. The boys is smaller to the left. Okay, so A is wrong. B says both girls' and boys' heights are approximately symmetrical. No, remember symmetrical is if we put a line down the middle, they look the same on both sides. No. C, the girls' heights are skewed right. Yes. The boys are skewed left. Yes. Okay. And then D says the girls' heights are skewed, the boys are symmetrical. No. So we're good with answer C. Okay, remember, so when we're looking for skewed, it's the downhill, the tail part is the direction we call it. Okay, number 5, we want to find out which statement is best supported by the information. So A says the range of Miss Bonham. Okay, so Miss Bonham's range, okay, is less than Miss Kelso's range. Okay, so remember, range is the spread. Okay, so if we're looking at the spread, Miss Bonham's, okay, goes from 6 to 16, so that's 10. Miss Kelso's goes from 17 to 5, so hers is 12. So Miss Bonham's is less than Miss Kelso's. Okay, so the students in the class were surveyed, the results are shown. So how many people were surveyed? That's when we want to count the dots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So 25 people are surveyed. The range, okay, so our biggest number was 8. Our smallest is 2. So 8 minus 2 gets a range of 6. And the mode, the one that has the most, okay, is 4. Okay, so now we're just looking to see if they're skewed right, left, or symmetrical. So if we outline it, okay, this one is going down to the left. Okay, this one goes up, and then it's going down to the right. Okay, if we draw our line down the middle, okay, this one is pretty symmetrical. Okay, again, this one, okay, it's not being really pulled one way or the other. Okay, so this one is also pretty symmetrical. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's also not skewed. And then here it's going downwards to the right the whole time, so skewed right. Okay, so here we're looking for the range. So our biggest number, okay, is, again, our key is showing us our biggest number is 165. My smallest is 120. So when I subtract, there's a range of 45. Okay, so here we have our box plot of the points scored. So the lower extreme, remember that's the smallest value, so 15. The upper extreme is the biggest value, 30. The median is the line inside the box, so 21. And then the inner quartile range is the range of our box. Okay, so we want to look at the range from our upper quartile, which is at 27.5, to our lower quartile, 17.5, and that gives us an inner quartile range of 10. Okay, so the box, that's our inner quartile range, and there's a range of 10. All right, so on this one, we want to find out which fishing charter appears to have the largest spread. Okay, so that is which one is spread out more, which one has a bigger range. Okay, so looking at real charters, okay, it's spread out a lot farther than if we look at the Mud Puppy charters. Okay, their range is 35. The real charters is 55. So real charters, their data is more spread out. All right, so based off this bar graph, how many more people like romance than drama? Okay, so romance is 6, drama is 1. So 6 minus 1, 5 people like it more. Question 12. If you made 100 on your English test, where would you be placed in the histogram? So if you made 100, you would be in this bar from 90 to 100. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th bar. Okay, if we're looking for the median, okay, that's the number in the middle. So we have to get rid of the smallest, biggest, smallest, biggest, smallest, biggest, smallest, biggest. Okay, I'm left with two numbers, 70 and 75. So I have to add them together, divide by 2, and our median is 72.5. That's the number that's in the middle. All right, so we're answering questions about our bar graph. The first one says, how many pieces of pie were sold by the bakery in Flushing? Okay, so we want to look for pie. Flushing is yellow. Okay, it's between 50 and 60, so we can say 55. What bakery item was the most popular? So we want to look for which one is the biggest. Okay, so looking at all of them, cupcakes look to be the most popular for both. How many cheesecakes were sold by both stores combined? So cheesecake, okay, is in between 30 and 40 for both of them. So I'd say 35. So if we add 35 plus 35, there's a total of 70 cheesecakes. Hey, which store sold the least number of croissants? So if I look at the croissants, okay, the smaller one is yellow, which is Flushing. Okay, how many more cupcakes were sold than cheesecake in Brooklyn? So Brooklyn is brown. Okay, cupcakes, they sold 65. Cheesecakes, they sold 35. So if we want to find out how much more, we're going to subtract. So they sold 30 more cupcakes than cheesecakes. All right, so here we want to find out what percent of the boys are wearing blue and red bow ties. Okay, so the circle graph shows us the number of boys. There's a total of 200. Okay, so we want to do red and blue out of the total. There's a total of 200. We're trying to find out what percent are red and blue. Okay, so red is 18, blue is 22. Okay, and we get 40. Okay, so there's 40 red and blue out of 200. So if we want to find the percent, we have to multiply and divide. Okay, and we end up with 20%. So 20% are wearing red and blue. Okay, so here, if 160 students said chicken fingers were their favorite, how many students were asked? Okay, so we have chicken fingers out of the total. Okay, 160 said chicken fingers. We want to find the total. Looking at the graph, okay, hamburgers are 10, grilled cheese is 35, pizza is 30. So if we add those together, we get 75, which leaves 25% for chicken. Okay, so then we can set up our proportion, divide, and there's 640 total. All right, then number 17, looking for the mode. Remember, mode is the most often. Okay, so I'm looking for repeating numbers. Looking for which one I see the most of. So I see the most 2s. They have the stem 3. So 32 is our mode. All right, and then Jackie found a list of the number of roller coasters at each amusement park. How many amusement parks are there in all? Okay, so if we add all of them together, there were 6 with 1 to 5, 8, 5, 9, 9, 1, and 6. So if we add all those together, we can find out how many total there were. So 14, 19, 28, 37, 38, and we get 44 in all. All right. So go back, review your review from today, and then best of luck on the quiz tomorrow.